Hello, everybody. This is Christy Lee, your business tax ninja. I bet you were wondering, where have I been? I've been here. I've just been waiting for the SBA to come out with some new regulations or some new interim final order or final or whatever they want to do. And they finally came out with something new. But is it really going to help you? No, it is going to help you a little bit. They came out with a few things. One is a 29-page, really boring document that talks about what do you do if you want to appeal the SBA's decision that, one, you weren't even eligible for the loan to begin with, two, all of it's not going to be forgiven, or they assess some of the things that you purchased or some of the things that you used your money for was unauthorized, or three, that you were ineligible for the loan, just like you were ineligible to have your loan forgiven. So those are the three things. It's 29 pages. It's brutal. So I'm not even going to talk about that. Let's just worry about that later when the forgiveness comes out and you're able to, if you're not forgiven. I would strongly recommend that if your loan is not forgiven, that you seek legal counsel, especially get a CPA, get somebody to help you with it, because it's probably way too much money for the SBA for you to have to repay. So they came out with another frequently asked questions, and it's called, the first time it's called, let's see what it's called, General Loan Forgiveness Frequently Asked Questions. So it's just, here are the general things. A lot of it's repeats, so I'm not going to go through those. You should know those already. If you don't, I have other YouTube videos that you should watch. So I'm not even going to talk about that. So let's talk about what the summaries are. If you have no employees and you're it, there's an easy form they say you can fill out. You don't have to fill out that 7-page document. Lucky for you. If they are going to allow electronic signatures, so you don't have to do a paper, you don't have to have the ink on the page, which is really going to be convenient. No payment is going to be required at all if, while your loan forgiveness application is being processed, you turned it in on time. So remember, when your covered period, remember it can be that 8 weeks or it can be up to 24 weeks. Banks are saying that they will allow less than 24 weeks. So basically anywhere from 8 to 24 weeks, whatever your covered period is, you have 10 months to file that loan forgiveness. If you file it on time, then during the time it's being considered, you don't have to make a payment. Keep in mind, I still don't understand why it's 10 months, because if you're into 2021, you're past the deadline for you to file your tax return, I don't really know how that's all going to work. I'm sure they're going to come out with some more guidance on that. New payroll costs. So this one's new. Yeah, new. So it says all payroll costs that were incurred before your covered period, but you paid for it during your covered period, it's forgivable. That is brand new. That was not the case. It has always been that it had to be incurred during the payroll period. So this is going to apply. This is not going to apply to like 99% of the people, because you've probably done it right. And so just keep in mind, if you had say you received your loan June 1, but you had payroll that was due for, say you didn't pay any of your employees for April and May. You could pay them on June 1 when you receive your loan for those 2 past months. That is brand new. Group health insurance now includes vision and dental. Okay, well, thanks. Again, most people have already used their money. But if you are an S corporation and you're a shareholder of the S corporation and you own more than 2% interest in an S corporation, then you cannot have your health insurance paid for by the PPP money. So keep in mind, if you've done that, just fix it. That's all you have to do. Just go back and you can fix it. If payroll costs include all cash, we all know that, right? Any type of cash, so wages, commissions, tips, hazard pay, bonuses, that is considered in your payroll cost, right? Remember, you also have that limit of $100,000 per year. Retirement benefits must have been paid and incurred during the covered period. So what does that mean? We've talked about this before, but just go through it. That's not the payroll now. Paid and incurred. So it's your retirement. Say you get your loan June 1. Well, it doesn't incur until June 1. So if you owe retirement benefits for May, then you can't do that. It has to be June 1 and forward, and it's got to be paid during the covered period too. Oh yeah, poor general partnerships. I mean, I'm so sorry. If you're a general partner, please call me or somebody else and get you changed to a different entity. So general partners, you don't get anything. but just the guaranteed payments that you received in 2019, the percentage of the guaranteed payments. So no health insurance, no retirement, no nothing. Rent, business mortgage interest, and utilities are forgivable if they, oh yeah, this is also new. If that was incurred prior to the covered period, but paid during the covered period, you're good to go. So if you didn't pay rent in April and May, but you get the PPP money in June, you can pay April and May money. Again, I don't know why they just keep changing this. It's just to be, I think they want to be helpful, but it's really quite irritating. So also you are allowed to, if you receive, oh gosh, yeah, if you receive the advance and the EIDL, I haven't done any YouTube videos or blogs on it. Just really want to focus on the PPP, but I do know about the EIDL. So some people were allowed to get an advance. Some was up to 10,000, some was a percentage. They were giving 10,000 right away, and then they were cutting it back. If you received that advance that was supposed to be free, it's no longer free. They're going to take, well, the EIDL is free, but your PPP loan forgiveness will be decreased by the amount of the EIDL that you received, the advance, right? That's not the loan paper that you really filled out everything. That was just the free advance. There's also there's also on this new general loan forgiveness, frequently asked questions, there's also a portion about how your loan can be reduced, like the forgiveness can be reduced. And that's that full-time equivalency. That was horrible to read. I mean, I'm serious. I need alcohol with a Diet Mountain Dew. It was pretty brutal. So I'm not going to even talk about that because we're hoping that there's a bill that's been roaming around that I'm hoping somebody will sign, that if your loan is less than $150,000, or if it's $150,000 or less, that basically it's going to be forgiven. Now there will be a piece of paper that you're going to have to like just tick off that's going to say, I used it for payroll, I didn't use it for unauthorized purposes, I used at least 60% for payroll, I only used it for rent or business interest. That's it. And you're just going to go tick, 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 and sign, and it'll be forgiven. Which is also a reason why the banks have not come out yet, or the banks are not wanting to deal with any of the loan forgiveness applications yet, because they just don't know. They don't know what's going to happen. I mean, right now, there is the last thing that we received. These are just frequently asked questions, by the way. So these aren't even law. That's not guidance. It's not regulations. It's just, these are frequently asked questions. So the last thing they filed, that they gave us was the interim final rules. Well, that's an oxymoron. You can't be an interim final. So the banks have said that they want final, we really promise it's final rules before any bank is going to give forgiveness. And then the banks are also wanting to wait and see, is that $150,000 bill going to be passed, because that will make everybody's life so much easier. So that's the new general frequently asked questions. You still have time. Nobody's taken the forgiveness. If you've messed up, you can fix it. How do you fix your mess up? Well, you take money out of your operating account, shove it back into your PPP account, and then you use it a different way. Like, I think you've been watching my YouTube videos. I said when I first bought my checks, when I first had the money, I had to have checks, and they took $29 and some cents out of my PPP loan. And what did I do? I wrote a check for $29.13 and just put it right back into the account. I didn't want there to be any problems with there being an issue at all. All right. Well, I hope that helps. And when we get those final rules, I promise I will be out with another YouTube video or a blog or both. If you haven't heard from me, nothing's been put out. Okay. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope that helps. Some of those things are going to help people who've made some mistakes. And then some of you are going to be mad because you had made those mistakes and then you fixed them. All right. I hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you later.